So anyway, I want to share that. And then we have some scriptures, right? Let me show some scripture here that Yeshua talked about this stuff. Go to the slide. And we almost wrapping up. So Matthew 15:3, read.
But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of Yah by your tradition?
This is exactly what Christians are doing. They transgress the commandments of Yah, calling things that Yah calls good, they call it a sin. They transgress the commandments of Yah for the traditions of men. Go to the next one.
Verse 2,
yeah.
He answered and said unto them, well hath Isaiah prophesied of you, hypocrites. As it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
So when we listen to Christianity, you guys may think we're being harsh to Christianity. All we're doing is looking at the fruit. We're seeing their fruit. We're seeing what they do with their lips, but then we see that their heart is far from it because they're not doing what he says. Read verse 8.
For laying aside the commandment of Yah, ye hold the tradition of men.
Traditions of men. Traditions of men. Not Yah, not the laws of Yah, traditions of men. And go.
As the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
So once again, I mean, it's amazing it's right there in your book, right there. You go in there, you're going to see that how much we transgress the law of Yah for the tradition. Not me, but Christians. Go to the next one, Mark chapter 7.
Making the word of Yah of none effect through your tradition.
Through your traditions.
Which ye have delivered, and many such like things do ye.
Like biblical marriage. Go to Colossians.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
You see that? So that's what we have with all these smooth preachers. Creflo Dollar, Pastor Geno Jennings, TD Snakes. You got all these people coming out here and they talk to you with their philosophy, their vain deceit words, with their smooth lips. And they're deceiving people because people don't open up the book. If this atheist guy can open up the Bible, why won't you open up the Bible, you so-called Christians?
I like what this comment said here, Elder.
Read it.
If a man outside of Yahweh's covenant can see this, no one has an excuse.
Every knee will bow down and confess that Yah's. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's over.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's what blew me away. I'm like, how is this?
How can he see it?
This guy seeing this.
What excuse do Christians have then?
Christians can't even see this. Can't even admit it. Can't even admit it. But they would literally say that what Pastor Dow and what we're teaching here with the Straightway Truth Ministry about biblical marriage is a sin. They will flat out call what Yah calls good. They will say it's evil. Are we living in a time that good is evil and evil is now good?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
yeah.
Keep going. Go to this right here. Read this. 1 Timothy 4, chapter 4, verse 1 to 3.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times,
guys, latter times. We in the latter times. Read.
Some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits.
See, that's Christianity. They're dealing with a seducing spirit. And what?
And doctrines of devils.
And doctrines of devils. Speaking what?
Speaking lies and hypocrisy.
How many times that atheist kept calling it hypocrisy? Christians are hypocrites. Speaking lies in what? In hypocrisy. I showed you two Christians in two short videos of them intertwining something together, and they're speaking lies in hypocrisy, calling something biblical when it's not even biblical, but it's traditional.
Come on, Elder.
And trying to put the thing together, making people think that they had to go to the state to get marriage so that it be recognized by the Most High Yah, that they'll be sanctified by him if they have a marriage license. Unnecessary paperwork. That's not necessary. That's bullshit. That's not necessary. Read.
Having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
See, that's Christian. Their conscience is so seared that they just don't even think straight. It's not even logical anymore. I'm just blown away. And atheists get it, but you can't even get Christians to even talk that logical, that concrete. And he was speaking with sarcasm. Of course, I know why he's speaking with sarcasm, because he's an atheist. He doesn't believe this stuff. He just telling you what he read. He gave you a book review. He said, this is what I read. This is what I gleaned. Prove me wrong. Christians, prove him wrong.
Exactly. Verse 3. Forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats, which Yah hath created to be received with thanksgiving.
So Yah created biblical marriage to be received with thanksgiving. Thanksgiving.
Of them which believe and know the truth.
See, we know the truth, and that's how we take it. I'm thankful for my women. I'm thankful for my seed. I'm thankful because it was meant to be received with thanksgiving. So, guys, remember, traditional is different from biblical. There's a difference between the two. Traditional is going to be more, when you hear them say, make your marriage public, they're saying make it under the guise of the state. We say make your covenant relationship private and lawful, concrete. Don't go to the state. I'm telling you, there is no benefit. Whatever benefit they're giving you is lies. Anytime they're giving you something, they're taking something away. It reminds me of a saying that I heard in the movie Zulu, Shaka Zulu. They said if the white man gives you wings, if you're the great elephant, right? He says if you're the great elephant, and he said if the white man gives you wings to fly, they give you wings so they can control you. Because whoever is giving you something, they're the one that's controlling you. And they're telling you to give up your rights over your house, the house that you created. Give up your house and we will give you a benefit. What benefit? Houses, Social Security, pension. Are you kidding me? And most of those stuff won't even be around. Social Security, pension, all those stuff may not even be around.
Facts, yeah.
But we're going to give up our wealth. We're going to give up our unalienable rights. It cannot be alienated, but you can walk away from your rights and give it up to the state. And the state will love to take your powers away. And believe it or not, everybody that's ever had any encounter with the state and lost anything from them is because of your own doing. And I'm speaking from experience with understanding. Yeah, I had eight children with my legal wife of 16 years, and I lost them because I signed my name on that dotted line. I gave up those rights. Ignorantly, I'm not ignorant anymore. And now I have seed in the truth. And now all my relationship is private. See, look it. I'm telling you, I got 2 women. That's private. It's not public. It's private. Go look up the public records. Go look up the public record. You will see that Elder Kabir is a single man. I'm legally been divorced. I am a single man, but I got 2 women. I know they're alive, but it's private. It's not in the public. Me putting this on YouTube doesn't make it public. It's what they can see on paper.
It's legal terms.
You have to go to the register, your county registrar. You go to my county register, and they're not going to say, no, I don't know who you're talking about. He's not even a resident here. He's not married. Because we looked up the data, and we can't find nothing with these 2 people name on there. Well, he has 2 sons. He has a son and daughter. He got the. Let's look it up. Yep, no record on file. No record on file because it's private. Private. Now he does have 8. In his previous marriage, he does have that because we have paperwork on that. We have bonds on each of his children right there. Yep, we can see he had a legal marriage, and now we see a certificate of divorce. We see that too, a legal divorce.
Even marriage is a legal term.
Yes, marriage is a legal term. Exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to speak so you guys.
I know, I get it.
Yeah, but because not everybody understands that. So yeah, you want to read this? Read the public right here.
Referring to any agency, interest, property, or activity which is under the authority of the government.
See, when you get a marriage license, when you get a traditional marriage, traditional. Let me tell you something. If you're shacking up, this is what Christians say. If you're shacking up, they'll say I'm shacking up right now. They'll say I'm shacking up. But if you're shacking up in Christianity eyes, they'll say that that's a sin, because it does not become acceptable in the Christian church until it becomes public, until it becomes legal. They will treat you like a sinner if you're not legally, publicly married. Even though everybody knows this is your woman, but until you get it legalized, you will be considered sinning in the Christian church. Have anybody heard this term? Is this something new? Is this just me? Guys, type in if this is new to you guys. If you guys didn't know this, put in a 1. If you guys are aware of this, put in a 10. I just want to know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I'm going to finish reading the definition.
Yeah, keep reading it while they're putting that in.
Or which belongeth to the people. This distinguishes public from private interests, as with public and private schools, public and private utilities, public and private hospitals, public and private lands, and public and private roads, etc.
And I will tell you, I had my children go to private school, and there's nothing private about private schools in this country, because even private school has to subject themselves to the government. So there's nothing private. I'll tell you the type of private that's really private, the homeschools we're doing, because none of ours is in the system. We don't have to answer to no private school, what they call clubs or groups, or we don't have to answer to them. We don't have to report shit to them. Ours is private. And you know what's so beautiful about our homeschool? That's real private school, is that we get to teach them Hebrew history, not American history, not this Greco-Roman culture. We teach them Hebrew. We teach them this type of history right here. We teach them our language, our ways, our customs. Everything revolves around around his calendar. That's real private school. But the private school, you paying thousands, and we don't pay thousands of dollars and uniforms and all this stuff like they do in these private schools. We don't have to answer to the board. We don't have to answer to none of them, because we're not under the government. I bet you let private schools start doing their own thing and see that the government comes shutting that school down.
Exactly.
So it seems like a lot of people kind of know, and some people don't know. Okay, that's good. You're going to learn something. Now, let's get the definition of private.
That which affects, characterizes, or belongs to an individual person, as opposed to the general public.
So my woman belongs to me. My women belongs to me. My sons and daughters belong to me. See, that's private. The house of Kabir is private. Now, if I want to go and register my house, guess what? It's over. It's no longer the house of Kabir. It's going to be a house of whatever state that I register with. So whatever state you are, like me, Wisconsin, it's now the house of Wisconsin. And when there's an issue in that house, guess what? We got to go to daddy or mama in the black robe. And they're going to adjudicate matters and determine how they're going to handle things. Who gets what? And then you're going to be wondering, you can't do that. Well, we got a biblical marriage. Nah, you didn't get a biblical marriage. You got a traditional marriage. Somebody told you a lie. Who told you that? My pastor, he's a Christian pastor. Well, he lied. He works for us. Let me ask you something. When you got married, did he not tell you, by the power that's invested in me, that I now pronounce you by the state of such and so, the Wisconsin, I now pronounce you husband and wife? Did he tell you that? Yeah, he did. There you go. That's the power right there. His power came not from the Most High Yah. His power came from that state.
Exactly.
That's what's happening. And you guys need to understand that. There's a difference between public and private. Right now, I just made it known that I got 2 women and I got sons and daughters from them. Now, the world will say, oh, he made it public. Okay, now, but the government's not going to, oh, he said it right there. His words should be used against him. He said it right there that he got 2 women or whatever. He hold them out. And you notice I didn't say wives. I don't have a wife. So then they'll try to accuse me of bigamy. I don't have a wife. A wife is a legal term. I have women. You have wives. I have women. So there's no law against, there's no statutes against having multiple women. There's no statutes against biblical marriage. There's nothing illegal about having biblical marriage. Now, if you want to register it, now you got to do it the way the public says it has to be done.
Yeah. Because now you're enrolling in their system.
Because you're enrolling in there. You register. When you register, you enroll in their system now.
Yeah.
And now they have jurisdiction over that house.
Yep. They can kick you out. They can accept
you. If you come to Straightway Praise Land, the first thing you see at that gate is what? Private property, no trespass. Private property. Now you know what that means. That means this property is not under the jurisdiction of the state. It will stop police, believe it or not. They come up there and they stop at that gate and says, hey, they ask for so-and-so, and we say no such person, no such public person is at this place. And they just leave. I don't even think they buzz it anymore. They say, oh yeah, we already know. We have no jurisdiction over these lands unless a crime happens. And I promise you, no crime is gonna happen on this land because we're commandment keepers. The laws that we keep is greater than the laws of the statutes and codes that they have for the state here. I don't know any statutes and codes that's better than the commandments of the Most High Yah. Do you know of anyone?
Nope, not at all.
So we doing good. So that we don't expect to see them here unless they're invited. Maybe there's an emergency or something. We did have one emergency that we had to invite them to come and help us out.
But that's what they're there for.
That's what they're there for. They're there to serve the public. Hallelujah.
Yep.
And still kept them private.
Secured my persons.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Do we have any more? Is that it? Did we go through everything?
That's it.
So I hope I broke it down, guys. There's a difference. Traditional marriage is abstract. Biblical marriage is biblical and concrete. So I'm telling you, if you guys are in these, if you guys are not legally married, please don't get legally married. Please understand that there's a difference. So traditional marriage is not biblical marriage. All right.
Hallelujah.